decide on our future, the need to improve living and working conditions right across our union is as acute as ever. This is what your forum and this week are all about. And this is what Eurofund also stands for.
It's a history where some countries are doing better than others, clearly, with big differences, and the gap has widened. That's why we discuss about convergence and why we discuss about upward convergence.
The rise of extremist and populist movements and parties across Europe is a strong testament to the devastating consequences of social regression.
Well, the ambition it is really to bring evidence to promote a debate that is based on facts and figures, not just based on opinions, but our mission it is really to support policymakers when they want to develop better policies, and we want to bring the best academics, the best pieces of research that allow to facilitate a well-informed discussion.
It's really thinking out of the box, looking backwards, what is the evidence, why didn't we achieve yet a real social Europe, how can we improve after the crisis the living and working conditions of people. One example, we have more atypical contracts for employees. What can we do about to have less working poor people?
It's about closing the gaps. We have so big gaps between member states and between groups, and I think this is really dangerous for a society and for the union. So this is the most important thing, to close the gaps.
I think the biggest social challenge for the European Union is the income gap between rich and poor. I think that we need to ensure that within society, everybody feels that they aren't held back by barriers, and so that is why when you see the impact of the European Union in terms of the single market, in terms of common standards around employment, we're trying to create a level playing field here across the European Union that can allow talented people that work hard to do well. And I think really that's what this needs to be, about respect for diversity. Wherever you come from, whatever your background is, within the European Union, you need to have the opportunity to be able to make the best of yourself.
Now, of course, we will go to Gothenburg and we will discuss with prime ministers, heads of state, labor ministers, the other stakeholders, NGOs, etc., to see what we can do. I mean, to make sure that from the day after, the phase of implementation starts in practice, and then there will be the third step, that is exactly this: what we can do after Gothenburg to make sure that social partners can really help public authorities and stakeholders in implementing and enforcing the 20 principles that are part of the social pillar, and this will be the most challenging contribution, of course, for us.
The role of the European Union is, first of all, to introduce this framework for convergence, and this week in Göteborg the heads of state will sign the pillar of social rights. This is a proclamation, and the role of the European Union has been to introduce this pillar, and then the role of the European Union, meaning the Commission, but also Parliament, the Council, the Member States, will be to implement it.
As employers, we contribute by making sure that the policy framework is conducive to business and to employment creation.
So our ambition is that to all our research, and mainly with our surveys, then Eurofund has developed regular, recurrent, important surveys. How can that continue to feed not only the discussion, but how can create support upward social convergence in Europe?